probably the largest knife in amongst this lot. The size of that. And you've got rice flails here, look. Cookeries, guns, varying descriptions. All used in the commission of crime. Confiscated from various villains. Nice little knife there. Where is it? This one here. Used on CID officers one New Year's Eve. Quite a nice New Year's present, isn't it? And you can see a few koshes and that sort of thing in amongst the slot as well. That's the type of thing that we're confiscating off of various villains on the underground system. And we come out here to the depot because it's ideal, you see, we can experiment within an open carriage and establish the best means of dealing with the criminals.
Okay, John! Go, you bastard! John! John! Get out! Stand up, sleep with me! You bastard, John! Get out! Get out! Yeah! Goody! Goody!
You know, it's held in a lot of circles that sort of the BTP or the Transport Police are there purely and simply just to arrest people for fraudulent travelling on the railways, and that really is a myth, quite honestly. Like myself and my colleague here, I mean, we're both covert officers and have been such for 18 months, 2 years now. We was coverted into a particular set of London football supporters. Most of our activities was on the underground. And in that time we saw how the thugs used the underground as a means of thuggery. For meeting opposing supporters, for going mass shoplifting. And we have experienced that.
It's an ideal place to perform an ambush, and certainly a good place to plan an ambush. So they were planning that 5 or 6 weeks ago. But really, I mean, it could go anywhere, couldn't it, really, quite honestly. I mean, it's open to them today. Don't you think? What? Seven Sisters and White Hart Lane? As an example to how football hooligans do use the underground system, is the St Pancras of Frey.
The QPR supporters would have been very much aware on that day that Luton would have had to go back by underground to King's Cross and Pancras to catch their trains back to Luton and back into the Bedfordshire area.
There was a serious disturbance on one of the platforms. The Queen's Park Rangers faction attacked the Luton Town supporters. At least one person was stabbed. But it could have been more serious. I mean, it could have easily been a murder.
And I think that is it. On that day, that is an exceptionally good example of how the thugs do use the underground system.
What about Boozers? Yeah. What's that, the one near the Nick? Well, they want to humiliate Tottenham.
We infiltrated them to such an extent they invited us to go on holiday with them, parties with them. We got in that far with them.
No.
One of the better known hooligans of the particular set of supporters that we infiltrated now is sort of a reformed character, for want of a better word. He has, for our purposes, become a good source of information for us. And he assists us, you know, in all sorts of varying ways. Certainly with football hooliganism. Oh, you alright? Did you get anything last night?
Yeah, I've got it for you.
Lovely.
Most of what you want to know, I've got for you.
What's the word? Is it going to be a bit naughty?
No, it's going to be very naughty, well tooled up.
Yeah? What? Like what?
Even though the rumour there's a shooter going about.
Really?
Yeah. It's going off everywhere.
So what we're talking about, the back streets of Bermondsey, down the old Kent Road?
Back streets of Bermondsey, West Ham down the old Kent Road. If there's too many old people about, they're going to wait till after the game.
Is that what's planned then?
Yeah.
What about London Bridge?
London Bridge, too many gaffers about.
Too many old Bill?
Too many old Bill.
Anywhere else likely?
West Ham's coming down early in the morning. Very early.
Alright, what do you want to do? Go and have a beer or something?
Yeah, come on, let's go and have a light.
Yeah.
So you reckon the tube's going to be busy? The Northern Line in general is going to be busy tomorrow on the tube?
Yeah. Right, and then up at Elephant and Castle?
Yeah.
What about Whitechapel changeover to
No, because Whitechapel line goes straight through to New Cross Gate. And the police are going to know, watch Whitechapel,
Yeah. It's got to be the Northern Line.
Northern Line.
So you think that's favourite for the tube?
Yeah.
Here's what's concerning us about tomorrow, the situation with the Millwall West Ham game. There's going to be a lot of rivalry, and you know there's going to be a lot of bitter feelings between the two sides.
Pure hatred, isn't it? I mean, it's killing, isn't it?
What, the murder at No Cross?
New Cross tube station, isn't it? What is it, 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Got chucked off and the train cut him in half or something.
And you've got more recently
You've got one at the embankment.
the other murder at Embankment.
That was 1-1. That's one killing each. So now they've got to prove, right, who's going to go 2-1 up.
And that's what they're getting ready for.
Yeah. Common sense would tell you the most potential place for a killing is going to be a tube station. You've had two. One at New Cross, one at Embankment tube station.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a mugs game.
It's amazing the fallacy that exists about football violence and football hooligans, and it's not the mindless stuff that the media like to represent it.
You know the school teacher who used to go with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know there was a bloke actually studying medicine.
Solicitors.
When we was involved with it, it absolutely opened our eyes.
To be a football hooligan, you're rebel, you're against the establishment, you're against people are telling you you're an animal, you're degrading Britain, you're dragging your name through the gutter. This has got to stop. She's sitting on an aisle saying, right, I'm not having this. Well, if you can do it, you're sticking up two fingers to her. You're sticking up two fingers to the establishment. You're sticking up two fingers to the press. The first aim is to do the opposing supporters. If the police get him away, if you can get a double result, is doing the police and the opposing supporters.
With transport, please, put an escort. He picked up a Victorian Station Inspector's office at the top of the... Basically, Robert was arrested at the weekend. When he was arrested, he had a diary on him. And contained in that diary were a number of robberies and other incidences that he had performed, not only on our ground.
You use the underground system very often.
Very often.
One of the incidents, which is part of this investigation, took place at South Kensington Tube Station. You know anything about that at all?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's important that you tell us if you do. I want you to think very carefully about an incident at South Kensington Tube Station.
Yeah, BX, we have movement of West Ham fans in the Barking Road. Approximate numbers 250. Any update, BX, will keep you informed.
We've got movement. There's a little firm on the opposite side of the road also.
The nearest underground station to this must be Plaster.
Yeah, they're still coming out of the pub.
They're not being predictable, they're not going to the closest station. I suppose they think they're giving the police the run around, they're changing and then changing again. I think they're giving the police the run around. Lima Echo 2 from Metro 750.
Go ahead.
Yeah, what is the destination of the West Ham supporters, over?
Yeah, now I believe they're going to go district line to Whitechapel, that's the overheard, ever.
Yeah, could I have that confirmed they are going to Whitechapel?
No, I can't confirm that. The train is going to Whitechapel. I didn't speak to the fans, though.
Yeah, received. Wanker. BX from Metro 750. Yeah, BX, for your information, we're at New Cross Gate. The West Ham fans, large amounts, have no Met Police escort. Repeat, no MP escort.
Apparently there are units outside the station of us.
This is very unusual for them not to be escorted, in all honesty. I don't know what's happened here, but there's been a cock-up on behalf of the Met. Oh, there's a carrier.
There's a carrier.
Yeah, I've got it. It's not very heavy, is it?
If it goes, they'll got a chance. That starts in the middle of the road, they ain't got a chance.
Yeah, I received that, BX. We are on scene. There's no police escort whatsoever, apart from one unit.
Yeah, I say again, from Charlie Mike, they're saying this is a ploy by them, not to escort them, but the route itself is a police boat.
It's the biggest load of bollocks I've ever heard in my life. It's a ploy by the police, not to escort them. The route is police. Well, I've heard it all now. Millwall are in the pub opposite. Watch the camera, watch the camera. That's Millwall, all on the opposite side of the road. There's the pub there, with Millwall all inside. And this is all West Ham walking past.
They can have a crack or something tonight.
There they go. Millwall pub here on the left.
I'm getting round here.
What? Stop here, please. I'm going to try and do the pub.
They're going to have a crack at the pub.
Outside the pub.
That's where it'll go.
Look, they're going to do the pub now. Look, they're doing it. Come on, they're doing it now. Yeah, BX from Metro 750, urgent assistance, just outside the Crown and Anchor. BX from Metro 750, can you inform MP units? West Ham are still unescorted. There is disorder taking place.
The Old Kent Road.
Yeah, we're in the Old Kent Road, by the Crown and Anchor Public House. It's the next pub up, going in a northerly direction. It's been attacked by West Ham supporters. There's large-scale disturbance in the street. There are no MP units available. We are with the West Ham fans. There are people now into the street. There is serious disorder.
I'm going up and round, Damien.
No, stay quiet.
I want to get round opposite here. I want to get round opposite here.
That's an affirmative. No. BX, sorry to cut in, it's not the Crown and Anchor, it's the next pub along from the Crown and Anchor. It's being at this moment attacked. There is large-scale disorder.
Here they come again, they're going to have a go at that.
Look, behind. Yeah, BX from Metro 750, for your information. It's now outside the Canterbury Arms, Old Kent Road, serious disorder. MP are on scene. Yeah, look, there's fronts here.
Yeah, they're having a go.
Look. It's happening in front. Look, now.
Come on.
I'll tell you what, that is what it's called. West Ham taking liberties at Millwall.
Absolute liberties with them. They're West Ham.
Basically, West Ham has come to Millwall. They come on Millwall's ground. They've smashed their pubs up. To them, it's a victory.
There's been a